You've clicked on this video for a reason. Not out of boredom, not by accident, but because something in the title felt personal. Because deep down you've started to notice it too, haven't you? You're not the same man you used to be. Your patience is thinner, your circle is smaller. Your tolerance for fake people, fake emotions, fake goals, it's evaporating, and what's left behind is real, raw, and undeniably different from the men around you. People don't get you anymore. You're not the loudest in the room. You're not the one chasing attention. And yet, you're the one they watch the most. That's not coincidence. That's the evolution of the Sigma male. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 surprising ways Sigma males transform with age, in ways that most men never do. Because this isn't just aging. It's a refinement, a sharpening, a becoming. You clicked this video because a part of you knows you're no longer like the rest. And now it's time to understand why. Oh, and by the way, I've got something very special for you. Sigma's Black Book of Untouchable Power. It's an ebook that contains the forbidden secret knowledge that will turn you into the man others fear and respect. Warning, this will be deleted soon. The elite don't want you to see this. Grab it in the description section or pinned comment below. Let's begin. 1. The need for approval dies a quiet death. Ever noticed how, in your 20s, you still try to play the game? You nod when you should have stayed silent. You smile when you're drained. You shrink yourself just enough to keep the peace. But here's the catch. Sigma males were never built to be agreeable. They were built to be authentic. And with age, that mask, it just stops fitting. The moment usually hits when a man is forced to choose between truth and tribe. You're in a room full of people talking nonsense, and instead of laughing to fit in like you used to, you just look them dead in the eye and say nothing. Not out of arrogance, but out of peace. Because the older Sigma doesn't argue, he doesn't perform, he observes and lets the silence speak for him. That's when the real transformation starts. You stop living to be liked, and you start living in alignment with who you really are. You become magnetic by accident and feared without effort. 2. His circle shrinks, but his standards skyrocket. Most men think that with time they'll gather more friends. Sigma males go the other way. Their contact list shrinks, their social media thins out, and their life gets heavier in the best way. Here's why. The Sigma realizes that energy is currency, and most people are broke. So instead of collecting friends like social tokens, he starts filtering them. Do they bring peace or chaos? Do they respect solitude or take offense to it? Do they understand that not every silence needs to be filled? One by one, the noise fades, and the Sigma finds himself surrounded by fewer voices, but deeper ones. It's not loneliness, it's selective solitude. He stops needing a crowd and becomes the kind of man whose presence feels like one. 3. He becomes emotionally stoic, but spiritually fierce. Here's something no one tells you about real power. It doesn't explode, it doesn't beg, it doesn't prove, it becomes still. As Sigma males age, they undergo one of the most misunderstood transformations. They get emotionally quieter, but spiritually louder. They no longer react to disrespect because it doesn't touch their core. They no longer argue to be understood because they understand themselves. They feel everything, yet show almost nothing. A younger Sigma might have punched a wall or walked out of a relationship yelling. An older one? He'll just smile, say nothing, and walk out so calm it's terrifying, because behind that stillness is a man who's built his own internal compass and no longer needs external drama to feel alive. Like the Stoics said, he who angers you controls you, and the Sigma doesn't get controlled. He leads himself. 4. His desires shift from women to depth. When a Sigma is young, the chase is about women, Not for validation, he's never needed that, but for curiosity, experience, understanding feminine energy in its rawest form. But here's what nobody tells you. Desire matures, and with age, the Sigma no longer wants access. He wants depth. Younger Sigmas might have entertained women who were beautiful but chaotic. He might have stayed too long, too patient in the name of mystery or chemistry. But with time, that shifts completely. He begins to realize, I don't need more connection. I need more meaning. He stops being intrigued by looks. He becomes drawn to peace, self-awareness, and feminine strength that doesn't come from control, but from presence. And here's the twist. As he becomes more selective, he becomes more desired, because women can feel it. The difference between a man chasing bodies and one who sees souls. He listens differently. He touches with intention. He disappears if the energy feels fake. He's not there to be the hero. He's there to witness something real. And if it's not real, he'll vanish without anger. Just clarity. That's the shift from needing women to requiring resonance. 5. He doesn't set boundaries. He is one. Most men are taught to set boundaries. Tell people what you won't tolerate. Define your standards. Communicate your limits. But as Sigma males evolve, something far more powerful happens. They don't have to explain their boundaries. They embody them. They become the line no one dares cross. It's in the way they carry themselves. Shoulders relaxed but firm. Voice calm but undeniable. Energy still but solid. People don't test them. Not because they're intimidating, but because they radiate a deep self-respect that says, you don't have the power to disturb what I've built in silence. Younger Sigmas might have tolerated manipulation, given second chances, explained their no too much. Not anymore. Now, if someone oversteps, they're met with withdrawal. Not anger, not noise, just a subtle disappearance that hurts more than rejection. And that's the power most men never reach. When your very presence teaches people how to treat you, because you're not reacting from emotion anymore. You're responding from alignment. That's the moment a Sigma stops defending his energy and simply becomes too expensive to mistreat. 6. He becomes a quiet architect of legacy. This is the transformation no one sees coming, not even the Sigma himself. At first, life is about freedom, space, escape, solitude. But then one day he wakes up and realizes he doesn't just want to live freely, he wants to leave something. Not for fame, not for applause, but because he's seen too many loud men leave nothing but noise. So he gets intentional. He starts building a body, a mindset, a mission, a path. He becomes obsessed with impact. Not on the crowd, but on the few who are watching in silence. The younger Sigma escaped the world. The older Sigma shapes it. Not with rebellion, with example. Because true legacy is when your presence still speaks, even when you're long gone. That's what the Sigma becomes. A quiet architect of something that outlives his name. If you felt these changes, you're not broken. You're not cold. You're not difficult. You're evolving. And like all real evolution, it's going to cost you comfort, familiarity, and some people you used to think you'd never outgrow. But let it. Because what you're becoming, that version of you is harder to control, harder to lie to, and impossible to replace. So don't rush to explain your growth. Don't apologize for your silence. Don't dilute your boundaries to make others feel okay about staying stagnant. Instead, honor the man you're becoming. And if this video resonated with the deepest part of you, drop the word evolve in the comments. It lets the rest of us know. You're not watching from the outside. You're already on the path. Subscribe for more truths they don't teach you about power, peace, and walking alone. And remember, you don't age, you ascend. Stay sharp, stay sovereign, and stay evolving.